Hi, I'm Jessie Ahmed, your host of Valley News Now, and I have two amazing guests with me today. We have Scott and Jeff, both from the F5 Project. I love the name of the F5 Project, just a restart of your life. And so we're gonna talk about what the project is, but we're also gonna talk about an event that you've got coming up. So,
actually, a couple, Jessie.
Okay,
we have,
great.
A fundraiser coming up next Thursday on August 10th. That's taking place in the F5 parking lot, which is at 1122 First Avenue North.
All right.
And we're partnering with Big Boy, and we are going to be donating all of our proceeds, and 50% of Big Boy's proceeds will be going to our local police officers and their family.
Oh,
in
wow.
light of what's been going on.
Wonderful.
We wanted to try and be supportive of that. So
that's awesome.
There's going to be a dunk tank. We're going to have our CEO is going to be up there.
Nice.
So anyone who's got gripes with him, they can come out, and it's finally time to dunk it.
And I think I heard you're the president. Are you going in that dunk tank?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm going to be.
That's a good idea.
Right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. Newly
like it.
initiate the president,
Yes.
I feel like.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
So we're going to be doing that. We're going to have a DJ playing music.
Nice.
All kinds of
fun.
fun stuff. Yeah, and that'll be running from 4:30 to 7. Is that the right
Yes,
time?
correct.
4:30 to
Yep.
7.
Okay.
In our
So we
parking
invite
lot.
everyone to come on down. And,
Nice.
and
So
support a
every
really
whole
good
community
cause.
invited.
Everyone's
Yes.
invited. Yeah.
Bring the
Wonderful.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Big Boy, which we don't often get a chance to partake in that in
Right.
Fargo. So we've got their food truck coming in.
I mean, how cool is that?
And
Seriously.
they're serving their signature, it's called Flying Style Pizza Burgers.
Yum.
Pizza Burgers Flying Style, that's how they say it. So
Pizza burger. You
Flying
had me
style.
at flying. You had me at all of those
it's
words.
amazing.
Yeah.
When I go out to Bismarck, I buy a box of them. That's how I got to know Jenny,
Oh.
who we connected. They're actually going to be at the food truck deal up at the horse park on Friday.
cool.
So we'll promote them too, because this is
Absolutely.
awesome that they want to be a part of this.
Total. Not only to come all this way, but to give half their proceeds to the
really
Fargo
cool.
Police Department too. You know, like you said, in light of what happened recently, we're all just, we're never going to be over that hurt, but we're all still
Right.
pretty deeply hurting and still in that very vulnerable place. So
Right.
what a neat thing. And especially, I guess I just find it very amazing that you're donating your proceeds. You are also a nonprofit,
Yeah.
Yes.
and you're choosing to donate that.
Yeah,
So
we feel
what a
very
cool
strongly,
night.
and we work really well with the police. They have a very synergistic relationship with
Cool.
us, and so obviously we wanted to try and give back some little amount.
Oh,
And-
well,
and for
it'll
me,
be
it's
big.
a-
Let's hope it's big.
Let's
Everybody
hope so,
come out and
yeah.
have some
Yeah.
big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it has a real special meaning because I was in law enforcement for 20 years.
Wow.
And to see some of the things that the community is doing is just, with all the other stuff
Good.
that happened a few years back, to see how the communities are coming together is just, it's mind blowing. It's awesome.
Good. I'm glad. It's really important, I think, for police officers, former police officers, to feel the
Yes.
support from the
Yes.
community, because I
Very
mean,
much.
we get to live in that safe place every day and have these, amazing people that serve us, and they deserve
Yeah.
our support, and we want to
Exactly.
continue to back blue, continue to be worthy, all of those
Absolutely.
things. And did you say another event too?
We do. On
Okay.
September 18th, we
All
have
right.
a golf open coming up. That's
Fun.
at the Moorhead Country Club.
Okay.
And so we are looking, it's $500 for a team registration.
Nice.
There's sponsorship levels available.
Okay, cool.
So we would love to have as many people come out and participate in that we could get. That's taking place, did I say at the Moorhead Country Club?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
September 18th. So how, if a business or just some people want to do it, how do they get involved? How do they do a team?
Talk to Scotty.
All right.
And they can go on our website
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to pop on their website right now.
and just /events.
Okay,
F5project.org/events.
all right.
Or you
Not
can do that.
FS
Or-
project like I typed
Not
in
F-
earlier,
yeah.
F5 project.
We do the BS side of it, but not the FS.
I love it. All right, here's the upcoming events.
Jeff didn't think that was FS. So there it is.
Okay, so here's the Golf Open coming up, like you said, September 18th. Going to be at the Moorhead Country Club, and you can read more. I'm just kind of interested. So if you want to do a team, I mean, that's great. You said it starts at $500, and there's
Yep.
sponsorship levels available. And what if, I mean, who doesn't love a golf tournament?
Yeah.
Golf
Right.
tournaments are
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
And we got great prizes, and Moorhead Country Club is amazing. We did our first
Beautiful.
annual last year.
Cool.
And we got over 20 teams, which they said was pretty amazing.
Wow.
For the first year doing it, so we have a lot of supporters, and we love that. People really backing us, and And if they want to do just an individual, they can do that too. It's
Oh, okay.
$125 for an individual.
Oh,
If they want to-
nice.
We'll get them on a team, get them connected with
Oh,
someone.
cool. So if you're like me, you're like, I don't have any friends.
Or your
hook me
friends
up.
don't call.
Or my friends
That's what
don't
it
call.
is.
There, that's what it
yes,
is. Yeah. Either way,
Either
though,
way.
they'll hook you up. And so that will go to support the F5 project.
Yes.
Correct.
So let's talk about the F5 project. Such a cool project. If you haven't heard of it, just a really amazing need that was seen in the community and that you have been doing since 2016.
Yes.
So tell us about the project.
So F5 project started. Adam Martin is the CEO and founder. Adam started going into the jail, Cass County Jail. He
Yeah.
was asked to talk about entrepreneuring, kind of business stuff, and
Cool.
just kind of doing stuff to help people inside the walls or inside the Cass County Jail. And he started telling people, hey, if you get out, give me a call. Well, they started giving him a call, and he started putting him on his couch. And he said he had a really good job in the tech world, and he quit that job and started the nonprofit. And
Wow.
it struggled mightily on the
Mightily.
start, And the cool thing is, so Adam had 5 felonies, so that kind of was the
Okay.
F5 project. But then a little bit down the road, somebody brought to his attention the F5 key on the keyboard is a refresh key or start,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
it clears your screen.
Yeah.
So our goal is with F5 is to help people clear their screen.
So
So they
cool.
don't get defined by their past.
Yep.
We want them to be a part of the community. 95% of the people going to prison are coming back to our communities. And for
Right,
a long time we've
95,
buried
that's
our
a lot.
heads, kind of buried our heads in the sand, like
Totally.
that's their problem, not
Yep.
mine. But it's a community problem, and we have to start figuring out ways. How can we help people? Give them the support. Big areas that we work in is mental health, addiction, alcohol, drugs, people going through difficult times,
Yeah.
homelessness. Single moms, those kind
Yeah.
of things, kind of
Life,
just trying
real
to
life stuff.
real life
Yeah.
stuff, and we see things. Yesterday, we've had situations where people come into our office, they're going through a difficult time. Our staff responds, drops what they're doing to help them.
That's awesome.
Right now, we're a statewide provider for the Free Through Recovery and Community Connect programs,
Okay.
which is set up by behavioral health through Department of Corrections and Behavioral Health. And what that is it helps in 4 areas: housing, safe housing, education, employment, recovery, and staying law-abiding. So our care coordinators and peer supports work directly with them. They meet with them weekly, help them find jobs, help them get connected.
It's
That's our-
incredible.
Yeah, so we're in all the major cities across the state.
Wow.
So all of the ones that have human service centers, and then we're also in Watford City and Belcourt.
Okay.
So we've got some really cool things going across the state.
What a growth from
it's-
struggling mightily at the beginning
Yeah.
to being in all these
We have
cities.
pretty much, I think we're over 60 employees now.
Yep.
State with
Incredible.
and the cool thing is we've partnered up with Midwest Mental Health. They actually
neat.
opened a mental health clinic in our office. It's a
Wow.
walk-in clinic, so people can come in from 7:30 to 11 in the morning, Monday through Thursday, and they
Wow.
see somebody immediately.
Okay,
because
this
a lot of the
is
things.
huge.
Yeah, it's huge because-
honestly, reiterate that whole thing.
Yes.
So because I've been in this situation where someone close to me was having a mental health crisis, could not find anyone to see us.
Yes.
So here.
Yeah, so this Jackie Gervais, Dr. Gervais, she is the owner of Midwest Mental Health. We've partnered up with her. We also opened a year ago, June, the Ridge Treatment Center. So we
Okay.
provide outpatient treatment and different
Wow.
services through programming. And part of that is, our whole concept behind it was, somebody comes in and they're in crisis,
yeah.
and then somebody says, well, we can see you in 5 weeks.
This
And
is
it's like,
exactly what happened to us. Yes.
And somebody's like, okay. And then by that 5 weeks, by the next day, they're probably back to like, I overcorrected. I'll take care of it myself. It's,
Yep.
'cause
Back
we
to your
kinda-
struggling through
Right.
life. Yeah.
And a lot of time, people, the medication side of it, she does medicated assisted treatment. It has
Wonderful.
it's just an amazing staff that she works with, that providers that give great services. So, it's become something where we can have anywhere from 10 to 15 people in our lobby
Wow.
waiting to see them, and they get to see somebody. So that's
Yes.
really cool.
It's amazing.
And they maybe not see them for a full session, but they're at least see somebody to get set up to come back.
Yes, and if
And
you
it
can
just
just see
shows that
someone and
you
know,
care.
yeah, it's like that's a lifeline,
Yep.
right?
Right.
You're like, okay,
Exactly.
someone took the time to see me today. They realize I'm in crisis. This is a big deal because, like you said, I think you feel like if it's 5 weeks out, well, maybe this
Yeah.
isn't that big of a deal.
Right.
And I go back to kind of just my normal struggle, and
Yep.
okay, and by 5 weeks, you're like, well, whatever. I guess I'm not. I don't need to go.
I don't need to go. Yep, exactly.
This is really cool.
And so like I said, the essence of F5 is the housing program. That's how it started.
Okay.
So that's kind of our brand. Right now we have houses. We just are moving into a fourplex, or it's 2 fourplexes in Fargo. With our guys in Fargo. So we have 3 houses in Fargo. We have 1 in Grand Forks. We just signed a contract or a lease with somebody in Mandan. We'll have 3 houses in Bismarck, Mandan. And then we just purchased a house in Minot. So that's our first purchase ever.
Wow.
So that was a huge step for a lot of us. We were like, oh, what are we doing?
Right.
We don't know anything about this.
Right.
But Adam didn't know anything about housing when he started. So it's just, kind of one of those things where we just kind of shoot from the hip and we try to make, whenever something, I think that's one of the cool things about the staff of F5 is that we're able to react.
Yes.
We're able to adapt and overcome. We have a situation in front of us. We've got 5 people getting involved and saying, "Hey, I can help. I can do this."
It's amazing.
And when people see that support, it can change them. It can change where they're headed, and it may not be that day.
Right.
The part of this is we're planting a seed sometimes. Because people are like, "Oh, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it." And some of them don't.
Right.
Because they're not ready to change.
Yeah.
But for the people, they may change 6 months down the road and say, "Hey, I was at F5. They were really cool. They talked to me.
Yeah.
They really treated me like a," and I think the bottom line is it all comes down to treating people like human beings.
Yes.
That's the whole basis of what we do.
It is.
I don't judge people. My job is not to determine if you're good, bad, or otherwise.
Right.
My job is to say, here's a hand. I'm going to help you. I'm going to do what I can to help you.
Yep.
If I can't help you, I'll be honest with you. But I will connect you with somebody that can help you. And that's kind of the cool thing. We had a person come in the other day, and we didn't have any resources for her, but our care coordinator was able to connect her with another agency that was able to help her. And those are the things that we do. Yeah. So
it's life-changing.
Yeah, and so on the housing side of it, one of the things we do is we have an application that they have to fill out, and they can do that on our housing or on our website.
Oh, cool.
There's a housing area there.
I'm going to head over there real fast. Okay.
Yeah, and so what they do is they fill out the application.
Here we go.
For housing, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a great website. Really
yeah,
easy
they
to
did a really good
along.
job with it.
Yep.
We've got a great marketing team. So they fill out the application. Some of the requirements for us is they have to be sober for 30 days.
Yep.
They have to get a job within 2 weeks of being with us. They have to provide partake in at least a minimum of 3 groups a week.
Okay.
We have a reentry group where it's really cool where we help them, from cooking. I think we were talking about this earlier.
Yes.
Just the basic life skill needs, because sometimes some of the people that we're dealing with, they've been institutionalized for a long time. So, somebody's been providing those services.
Right.
For them. So we feel that if we can bring in, we bring in somebody from the banking industry,
That's
community
amazing.
to kind of talk to them about budgeting, about working on their credit scores, because a lot of times, they may be at a 520, 550 credit score, and they don't understand what that is.
Right.
And we, they explain that, and they walk them through it. And here's how you can, get a small credit card to start.
Right.
With a real small limit. Just build that up, pay it every month, do the things. So there's just a lot of cool things that we bring to the table with that. The other thing is we do the first 30 days are on 11 o'clock curfew.
Okay.
And then we do random drug testing.
Okay.
And we work with the probation, Department of Corrections very closely, and the Department of Corrections, the prison itself, they'll transition people right into our houses.
Wow.
And they'll come in.
So you've got these relationships, this web of connection.
And what we're doing is, instead of just saying, hey, go out and get an apartment, first off, a lot of people don't want to rent to felons.
Right.
They don't have their credit score is too low to get any kind of housing. So then they end up back in those environments, which, once they're back in it, as we all know, they end up falling back into the simple
ruts,
way, the comfortable thing. They know that.
Yep.
They know that lifestyle.
Yep. Even if they don't want to necessarily be there, but that's what you know.
Right.
Yeah.
You go
I
back
know
to
how
what
to do
you know.
this. Yep.
That's what a lot of us do. We go back to what we know until we find out there's something different.
Yeah.
And that's how we try to present it to them.
It's amazing. It makes me think of just all these lifelines, to the person to pull them out of that rut and help them. We again, like you said, we want to kind of bury our heads in the sand and no, there's not felons here, and none of that exists, but it does exist, and as well, you guys exist to help them re-enter society.
And I think too, some of it is if we can get to the core of their problems, kind of those roots, and helping them with the mental health side of
Yeah.
things, and the depression and the alcoholism, the drug addiction, you know, maybe we prevent events happening where we
Definitely.
put them in bad situations that end up, you know, I like I said, I was a probation officer for 20 years, and I always said 95% of the people I worked with were good people making bad choices.
Yeah.
You know, there's a 5% that there's just some bad people that do
There
bad
are,
things, you know?
unfortunately. I never want to believe that, but
I know, but it's true, you know.
Yeah.
But 95% is a pretty high number.
Yes.
You know, and that's, don't quote me on it, 'cause it's just my own personal
From your personal experience.
Yeah. And I really believe that. You know, we all make bad choices in life,
Yeah.
and make decisions that affect us, have consequences.
Mm-hmm.
But a part of that is we like to help them identify those consequences and say, hey, these are the actions you took. Now,
Right.
are you going to continue in that behavior, or do you want to try something different that may be able to bring you back out of that spot
That's
you're
so
in?
great.
So,
And then you show them how, you know, because
Yeah.
like we've said, if you don't know, how can you do something you don't know how to do?
exactly.
So
And
it's
that's
really
a cool
cool.
thing with F5. We have a lot of lived experience.
Yeah.
People that are, you know, have recovered from alcohol, drugs,
Drug addiction.
mental health, you know, that work for us. And so,
That's
you know,
great.
when they're meeting with somebody, they can tell them, hey, I've been in that spot.
Right.
In fact, we've hired, I think, 7 or 8 of the people that have been in our programs
Oh, wow.
have become care coordinators or peer supports in our
That's
working for us.
great.
So, you know, we're always like, well, if we're not willing to hire the people we're working
Sure.
with, why should we expect employers to
Yeah.
do that? So I think that's kind of cool that we're trying to pay that forward to
Yep.
people and show them that they can make a difference, and
Yeah.
it becomes their passion. You know, it really
I bet.
does. So.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, you're walking the walk, you
Yep,
know, you're
yep.
putting your money where your mouth is, right?
Exactly,
I
yep.
love that.
Yes.
And I know I've kept you here. We are like 2 minutes from your hard stop because these are busy men. They've got lots of things going on today.
Yes,
Helping. But I've loved having you on and learning more about F5 and your event coming up August 10th at the F5 parking
Yep.
lot. Big Boy's going to be there, and all these proceeds going to help out the Fargo Police Department. So
Yeah.
what a great
Yes.
thing. Amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
great to
Having
see
us
the
on.
support that is going on right here
Yes.
in our community and the resources that are available. So we're going to probably have to talk again because I
Yes.
have a lot more things I want to ask.
We'll come back.
Good. Thank you
Awesome.
so much. So
Thank
Scott
you.
and Jeff from the F5 Project, and I'm Jessie Ammett, your host of Valley News Now.
Awesome.